Hi friends, this is Narsimha. Today I am going to describe about OOS, how we are doing the investigation, how we have to do the investigation on different guidelines like MHRA and USFDA. Okay, first of all we have to know the what is the OOS. OOS means whatever the results we are getting, whatever the result obtained, that is behind the predetermined result, behind the specification, this is called OS. These results are called as OS results. Okay, mainly nowadays all pharmaceutical industries are going through the mainly MHRA and ESFDA guidelines. As per MHRA and ESFDA guidelines, here some differences are there between MHRA guidelines and ESFDA guidelines on the OS. Okay, mainly what are the main differences between MHRA and ESFDA, we'll see now. Okay, MHRA guidelines was firstly established in August 2013 and ESFDA established in October 2006. Okay, in MHRA guideline having three phases on OS investigation, but ESFDA having two phases. Here three phases are phase 1A, phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. Okay, here in USFDA having two phases, that are phase 1 and phase 2 only. Okay, in MHRA guidelines it reveals that OOT and typical results also it will describe, but it is USFDA it's not discussed about OOT and typical results. Okay, and MHRA briefly discussing about stability, OOT, OS shall be discussed in here in MHRA guidelines. But in USFDA guidelines, stability of OS and OOT not discussing. It's not described fully about the stability related in USFDA guidelines. Microbiology investigation also shall be carried out in MHRA guidelines. But in USFDA guideline, microbiology investigation will not carried out. In MHRA guidelines, QA involvement is more, but in USFDA guideline, QA involvement is not there. Okay, now we will go through the phase wise. Three phases are there in MHRA, no? That is phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 1 having two subparts, phase 1A and phase 1B. In phase 1A, if analytical error is observed, any root cause is identified, then we will go through the phase 1A and we will report the same result and we will release the batch. We will not go the further steps like phase 1B, phase 2, phase 3. If phase 1A we are not getting any root cause, we are not getting any abnormality, then we will go for phase 1B. Phase 1B we are performing hypothesis analysis like same vial, refill the vial, filter the solution and redilution from the stock solution. Like that we will perform the phase 1B. If phase 1A we are not getting any abnormality means, then only we will go for phase 1B. In phase 1B also we are not getting any abnormality, we will go for phase 2 investigation. Phase 2 investigation is manufacturing side, total process related. So they will do the total investigation as per checklist, their checklist means process related. In phase 2 also we are not getting any abnormality, we will go for phase 3. Phase 3 is combined study. Here process and laboratory both will come and both are all related things, related persons will sit together, related departments persons will sit together, they will discuss and they will evaluate the root cause. Based on that they will perform the phase 3 analysis. In phase 3 there is a chance, there is no found any abnormality, any root cause, then they will go for the repeat analysis. If they in repeat analysis with the original sample, in repeat analysis also they will not found any abnormality, they will go for the resampling with approval of QA. Means here whatever you are doing any activity, they have to take the permission from QA, they have to take the permission from authorized from QA. So here also they will not get any abnormality, then they will go for the resampling of original sample, then they will do the analysis of resampling. Here also they will not get any abnormality. They will get the same OS result. Then the batch will go for reject. In here, USFDA having two phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 also having same laboratory investigation. Here we have to perform the same hypothesis analysis like same vial, redilution, refiltration, whatever it may be. In phase 2 investigation, process investigation and extended laboratory investigation also will conduct here in phase 2. We have not found any abnormality in process related, then they will go for the extended laboratory investigation. There they will do the retest. There also we not found any abnormality, means they will go for the resampling. Then they will found the analysis of resampling sample, and there also they will not found any abnormality, means the batch will go for reject. Okay. Finally, actually, whatever you are doing the investigation on OS means, first of all, we have to found the exact root cause. We cannot tell that maybe it is the root cause. No. We have to say that I know the root cause for the OS results. We have to find the root cause for the OS. Nowadays, nobody not accepting that maybe it is the reason for that. Maybe it is the reason for OS. Maybe it is the root cause. No. We have to show the exactly reason. We have to show the exactly root cause for the OS result. We have to investigate step by step manner. Means we have to interrogate enlist. What are the precautions he has taken? What are the glassware he has used? What are the method he has used? Which instrument he has used? Used instrument is in calibration or not? Within the calibration duration or not? What are standards he has used? That is incorrect or not? We have to verify all things from step by step. After that, we have to verify the checklist. Based on that, we have to do the investigation. Whatever doing the investigation, that should be in a documented manner, either in phase 1A, phase 1B, phase 2 or phase 3, whatever it may be. But whatever you are doing, that should be in a documented manner, that should be in a protocol manner, that should be authorized from QA. Okay. If we have to find the root cause for OS result, we have to take a CAPA, corrective action, and same way we have to prevent the reoccurrence. Means whatever the incident OS result we got, that is due to human error. So we have to arrest that human error in future. We have to prevent that same abnormality in future. For that purpose, we have to take CAPA, corrective action, to prevent the reoccurrence in future. If the error is maybe due to instrument related, we have to take appropriate CAPA and to reset it, to remodify our SOP based on that CAPA, and we have to give the training for all analysts along with the reviewers, whatever it may be. We have to give a proper training on all that SOPs, and we have to give proper training for all analysts, and we have to show the appropriate root cause for the resulted OS. Fine, thank you.